It's time for a reaction video a little bit before I start my work day. So I watched this April 1st interview yesterday, but didn't have time to react it. There was really interesting other show going on. You probably know the Artemis 2 that launched toward moon. So a lot of things to happen, and I think I will take a second look to the video, Donald Lab's video, and do some skipping over there and a few comments, and let this be a reaction, a second reaction, my second reaction, and and pave a way to our own AI hosted episode 13, which I wish to release today as well. But let's listen this interview. April 1st, Fool's Day. We've been fooled, everyone.
So are we ready to start?
Yeah.
All right, Marco. It's April 1st.
It is. It is. And this is something I wanted to get out of my.
Straight from the beginning, when I heard this background music and and the mood here, of course it was already clear that this is a joke part. And let's listen a little bit more.
Chest for a very long time. So pretty much all the Reddit theories about everything, they've been correct. And
maybe that's the way at the highest skeptics would wish to hear them speaking from Donald Lab. But of course that ain't gonna happen, except this April Day as a joke.
the donut battery is just a liquid electrolyte NMC cell or something like that. I don't even know those things, but
In LinkedIn posts, Marko Lehtimäki told that they have already 8 years experience about the batteries, probably coming from their organization and all the ventures they've been doing with Verge motorcycles and so forth. So they do know this stuff very deeply. But of course you can always be a little bit critical if they know everything. No one knows everything.
we ordered a few cells from, was it Temu or AliExpress, something like that, in the fall last year, and then we really thought that let's do this big April Fools about solid states, and then it just got out of hand. Marketing got excited, and we were like, what if we start the April Fools already at
It's actually a really good marketing team they have. These videos have been really professionally made. Good cameras and good acting. 10 points for Marco with this also. There are different like plot twists in this series. I don't know where is this is recorded. Maybe it's some real cafe place, Estonia, Tallinna, Helsinki. I don't know. maybe this picture could be sent to some image recognition service and we could get some hint.
Yes, and like, yeah, now in hindsight, that's maybe a bit dumb, but yeah, there it is. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Yeah, no. There's no scam. Donut battery is real. Forget everything I said. That was the April Fools.
He's not making it easier to believe after this. No one knows the truth but themselves, and of course they have sent batteries to VTT. So it's just a question, what does these batteries hold and where they come from exactly.
But now let's go and do this interview. I'm quite excited.
So Marco, it's April 1st.
It is.
Should people believe anything you said today?
Well, they don't believe us on regular days, so I don't think the dates will make it any worse.
That's a good point. There's been 5 weeks of
A humor. Is this Finnish humor? I know some self-irony is somewhat common here, but I think these guys are setting a new bar with this episode. This is something that goes just beyond the expectations and the delivery of the message and everything. This is not typical Finnish thing. I can assure that.
these testing videos, independent verification, and the comments are still very heated.
Yeah, I mean, they are passionate. That's what I would say. And people say marketing is working when everybody has an opinion. So, in that sense, I think we've absolutely nailed it, I would say.
Someone asked online that why do you need all of this visibility if the battery is real?
Yeah, only a Finnish engineer would ever ask that. But
They have a business. They have set a really high bar and goals for their business. I remember they talked even about 1 billion product lines for its sister company, not only Donatella but Verge and everything. So they are aiming really high, and I think the amount of subscribers here, 43, 44,000, they are not happy with this. They want to have hundreds of thousands, maybe million subscribers. And how they are going to make this kind of technology so interesting. Maybe this is the way. You need to act a little bit.
to put it simply, visibility gets us lots of new customers without a single outbound email. That's helpful.
That's also what Marco told in LinkedIn post. One thing people are perhaps not getting from all this show, that Reddit here in YouTube and the forums, they are not kind of their target, the business target. I think this is just a play with people, and of course get the company known, but the batteries, who is going to buy one battery, like the Porsche battery from their shop? So they are targeting to from business to business, and to companies and investors and so forth. And maybe by this exposure, they are getting those contacts he is talking about. Again, We don't really know what is the scale of the contacts and how much, but something is happening in background, of course. But all this talk and controversy we see here on the forums, I don't think those are the target for their business. This is just a kind of a sidestep and having fun with doing the business.
But it also brings in top talent, opens doors with partners and with capital needed to scale up production. So in short, I would say visibility is good for business.
That might be, of course, true. Because just 5 days ago, Ian Goodman announced they open job positions on Donut Lab, and here we can see a lot of different kind of positions. Not chemistry persons, all are technical engineers, but already you can find that people are contacting them. They don't need to contact people. People are contacting them. So it kind of works. And I'm quite positive that also business-wise, they have a lot of new contacts after this campaign begin.
But we also wanted to show what this technology actually means in practice and educate people a bit, I guess. That's how adoption happens.
Education. I don't know how educative those VTT report videos and those are. They are, of course, for specialists who knows how to read that kind of technical reports and how know about battery technology and so forth. Maybe the educational stuff comes from some YouTubers like 2-Bit Da Vinci and other YouTubers that go through what they have seen in the reports. So Donut Lab certainly is the center of starting all this discussion. But most of the education stuff is done by other persons. Because if you go there, LinkedIn, and ask questions, you get only few technical reports and answers to your questions, and mostly they are really rounded answers, and you can't make any definite conclusions for those. But certainly they have started a lot of educational processes on the viewers.
I don't think there's any other solid-state company bringing technology to the market that has gone this far with all of the third-party testing and public disclosure.
Yeah, great point. I don't think that most people realize that. And
this is also what Marco told in LinkedIn just a few days ago. And it has been obvious to me for several weeks already that the other companies right in the middle or at the end of the R&D process, they don't really give this kind of information for people. They give the end product and the specs, and maybe now they are starting to do it, as we can hear.
On the contrary, they think we are not sharing enough.
Well, is there anything you've been wanting to share that you haven't yet?
Well, there's one thing we haven't told anybody, but I don't know if I should say right here.
Well, April Fool's is the perfect day to share something secret. You can always say that it wasn't true afterwards.
Yeah,
Yes.
well,
Secure.
I guess so. I think nobody's going to believe me anyway. So, okay, I'll do it.
he doesn't seem to mind about that.
But first, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, do it now.
Strange maneuver. Again, a few days ago, Marco published 2-bit DaVinci video on his LinkedIn feed and told that 2-bit DaVinci's channel was the first YouTube channel he has ever subscribed. So, what do you really get? I don't know. You get the announcements of the videos. They are coming to my feed even I have not subscribed to this channel. Maybe it's for the YouTube, Google algorithms that you get you are on a better position on the search results when you have a lot of subscribers. Maybe it's some meter, but for me at least, I don't I don't need any subscription for this channel, for example. And on the other hand, I follow also this. If I know that there is coming something, I'm going to see it. So I would need a little bit better incentive.
Whether you think, or whatever you think of what I'm about to say, you are going to want to see the rest of the series. So subscribe down below, wherever it is, how these things work. So subscribe.
All right. What haven't you told us?
There are 2 batteries.
What do you mean 2?
What do you mean to? Once I heard this, I was thinking my initial theories from episode 1 that they may have multiple batteries, at least 2, to make their marketing specs fulfilled, so that one battery can charge fast and operate on high temperatures, and then there could be other battery that is optimized by the chemistry to other things like long cycle life and so forth, energy density and so forth. So I was expecting already from the beginning that they are able to make with the production line that is very probably coming from Germany, city coating. They are able to make different chemistries for batteries. And I was thinking that now he's going to say that.
Like the theory that not all of the tests were done with the same cells.
No, nothing like that. Of course they are the same cell, but what I mean is everything in the I Do Not Believe series, every VTT test, every episode, every single data point that you've seen so far, those results come from one battery. We call it version 1 or first generation or just V1 as stated on the cover of.
That was a bombshell. I remember with my and our research paper, at some point, it's actually been looked almost 1,000 times already by battery scientists and VTT guys. But after the first report, we had the first version of our research, and I used this V1 here. But then when they released the second VTT test, it still had V1. And I was thinking that maybe it was a mistake. They forgot to change it to the title. And I I just decided that I'm going to take this part out from our title because I want to keep track of the different versions we have. Like next version is going to be V4. So I noticed this thing, but I had no idea that it would resolve this way.
Every VTT report we put out. And then we have another battery called internally Gen 2 or V2 or just 2.0, which achieves way better results, or at least better results than what you've seen, like quite a bit.
So you mean that the results that people have been arguing about,
Yeah, for most companies, those results in this space, yeah, they would be still on their like 2030 roadmap or something like that. But for us, that's our previous generation.
That's a good strategy. I also thought that all this hiding this information, it's just for competition, so that other, because this is a small company, small startup compared to the big companies in China, and all the advantage they can get, they have to take. Because even now they are doing this marvelous job. V2 battery they have on their sleeves, and they can take that. But it's been so many times on the competitive field, like solar panels and batteries, that like I'm going to show some examples in our next episode. The AI hosts are going to speak it. That Chinese companies have lowered the prices and everything so low that it has practically bankrupted so many businesses here in Europe, but also in USA. So they have to do this as smart as they can.
and this new battery is better.
Yep, in almost every way that you can think of.
Well, is it a prototype or some sort of a lab cell?
No. It's a real battery, and there's still, I guess, some IP related work going on and other things without.
I have also some theories about what is happening on that side more exactly, which we'll be talking the next episode. But yes,
Partners and so forth. But the plan is to still ship 2.0 batteries to real customers later this year in 2026.
But why did you then start the VTT series with version 1?
I guess because version 1 matters. I mean, it's still the world's first solid-state battery in production vehicles. VergeTS has it, and their customer deliveries are right around the corner, and so this is genuinely a.
yes, and I suppose by CES Tuomo's talk in Miss Go Electric's interview, that he referred that they have this bike already having solid state battery pack last autumn 2025. So they have been using the version 1 of the battery since then, and now all the VTT tests were made with that battery. But at the same time, they've been developing the next iteration of the battery. It looks like that.
Battery that will go into the history books.
Of course, with those bikes that were released on last month, they didn't have register plates on them, so we are not really sure at the moment if they are just getting ready the bikes on the production line and if the type registration is ready. So people that are waiting for the motorcycles might still need to wait a little bit.
So version 1 came first because it deserved to be introduced first.
Yeah, exactly. And it was ready to go into vehicles first. So it deserved its own moment, its own proof and validation, I would say. Many would argue that our first generation battery is already the best solid state battery in the world. So we wanted to let a respected third party like VTT analyze it and hear what the experts think about it to give it the attention it deserves. And that's what this series has really been all about, I guess.
That's a problematic thing for public at least, because we didn't see many of the specifications verified for the version 2, for the version 1. Maybe they are coming, they are still doing those tests and revealing it, but at the moment we can verify only few things from the battery version 1 specifications.
But if version 2 is already ready to ship soon, what happens next? Will you be testing that battery as well?
Yeah, that's season 2. So after we're done with all the third-party testing on the current battery,
I was hoping that all this saga is ending today, so that we can make conclusions and finalize the paper and then let it go. But now we are struggling what to do next.
we will do exactly the same with 2.0, just maybe less teasing and more action, but that has been the plan all along. So no, we're not done yet, and people may need to order some more popcorn. We are really trying to provide a complete multimedia experience here.
Popcorn as
So in a way,
movie
this
theater.
isn't a pivot, it's more of a sequence.
Yeah, exactly. And there is another reason as well. If you notice, many of our competitors, especially from China, if you can say that, have been busy publishing their solid state roadmaps. And in a way, our battery announcement seems to have triggered this snowball effect of some kind across the entire solid state battery industry.
Yeah.
I've seen this discussed in the YouTube commentaries, that suddenly many of the battery producers, big companies, have started releasing video material and all kind of stuff. Maybe by affected by Donut Lab, or maybe as I was one suspecting that this paradigm shift going from toxic metals, lithium, and the NMC batteries, this paradigm shift is moving to solid state batteries and really green ecological versions, and it's happening globally at the moment. And Donut Lab is just one player in this field. This is happening naturally this year. So who is really affecting whom?
We've noticed that.
Yeah, so that's kind of exactly why we kept one of our best cards, the version 2 battery, up our sleeve. And it's a bit like three-dimensional chess. You have to time your moves properly, and now that everyone has shown what they have, we are ready to, or at least getting ready to play our next card. And unlike many of those announcements you've heard, the 2.0 battery is not something years away. We are really talking about the battery going into production vehicles in 2026. And That's not something that anybody.
Sorry, I interrupt you.
Yeah.
What can I do for you? Do you want
Yes, it's Javier.
some other?
This was a strange interruption. But Javier is the guy who was commenting all this Sega from Spain, Sana Energy. And after extensive commentary, Marco told that he doesn't know that guy at all. But then, in few hours, all the discussions in Reddit, you can access them from archives, of course, but from public feeds, they were removed. Maybe the comment came from City Coating, but maybe it was also pressed and forwarded by Donald Lapp because he was talking a little bit too much. And maybe he's working as a waitress at the moment.
Coffees?
Yeah, I could have an espresso, please.
Okay, espresso. How about you?
No, thank you. I'm fine.
Okay.
But I noticed coffee never came to the table at the end of the video. But she also had. I expect Javier is a male, but she had Marimekko costumes, and I looked. Where do they make those dresses? Where they print them? It's quite near to our house here in Helsinki, just a few kilometers. And I suddenly realized that because I think the pilot line that have produced those version 1 batteries, I'm mixing them already, version 1 batteries, they are supposedly made here in Helsinki in some factory. It doesn't need to be a big factory because it would be a clean ambient temperature place having some fancy robotics and printing lines. No special coolings and ventilations, moisture, and so forth. So it could be some small office-like place here in Helsinki. And one thing was that maybe it's somewhere near to Marimekko's factory. But I have another better speculations that also comes through from our next episode, a hosted episode.
How about energy density? That's what everyone's been waiting for.
The final boss of the comment section.
So the minus 30 decrease performance, energy density, and cycle life. They previously talked about that this is already the best solid state market battery in the market, but they haven't provided us any evidences that it really is according to those specs. I assume that they didn't get right there. Maybe good performance, but not enough. And they already knew this from the beginning, so they started to develop their version 2 that is going more near to the given specs. And maybe those specs, they were already announced taking this account. So the specs are not pointing to the V1, but V2, what we see from their website.
Yeah. When do we get it?
You never ask a woman her age, and you never ask a battery its weight. That's how I see it. Seriously though, there are many more episodes in this season. You just need to have some patience. And what I can say maybe is that out of these two batteries, 2.0 has higher energy density.
So he's hinting that they will have more VTT reports coming that are made with version 1 battery. Maybe they are revealing, but we will see.
I also have to ask about the cycle life. Have you really measured the 100,000 cycles?
Of course not. I mean, we would have literally had to start testing like a decade ago. So obviously, no, we haven't done that.
That was
So
obvious.
at CES, we shared that our battery is designed for 100,000 cycles. Obviously, that's an estimate projected from a
Design, they say it in this video, but at least on their website, they are not talking about designed. They are giving us the numbers. So it's most of the confusion, I think, personally, I think it comes from their different context. They are talking about different marketing, like there are restrictions in marketing material. Infographics, they show only the numbers, they not explain it, but at some different documentations and conversations you may get a little bit you get more information how it really should be interpreted.
much smaller number. And as you know, cycle life really depends on a lot of things like charge rate, operating conditions, state of charge, temperature,
understand
duty
that.
cycle. It's never just one number, and even the test setup affects the results.
So when you put batteries to a battery pack and then to the motorcycle, that is from other dimension than a laboratory test for a single cell. That's as reasonable and sensible as possible.
In a way, every company does it a little bit differently. But of course, there are some numbers that people like to compare, like Coulombic efficiency. Many have been speculating on donut battery Coulombic efficiency for like a while now, I guess.
Is there anything you can reveal about it?
Well, maybe I can reveal another secret today. So, when it comes to Coulombic efficiency, donut battery is like straight up alien technology from Area 51 or something. For example, if we ran a test right now with like something extreme like 5C charge and discharge from 0 to 80 for hundreds of cycles, the Coulombic efficiency of donut battery would likely still remain above 1.0 like throughout the whole test.
Well, that definitely sounds like something you'd share on April Fools. How is that even possible? I thought that Coulombic efficiency is a number that's supposed to stay below 1.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, the experts will tell you that this goes against the fundamental laws of physics, like, I guess, the entire battery. But you really need to ask yourself, if we did publish results like this, do you think it would help our case? Or, like, would people actually believe them? A battery that just seems to get better the more you use it.
Reddit would be normal about it.
Yeah. Reddit would be very calm and very measured about it, sure.
But they have handled this case already. This is a little bit contradictory marketing stuff here. They obviously want to set up the battery and solid state battery technology above everything, above the old things. But I've read that also lithium-ion batteries can have that behavior, at least for some 100 cycles. And then, of course, the protocells that CT Coating reported have been tested in SGS validation test center in Switzerland. They also showed this over 100% Columbus efficiency after a couple of hundred cycles. They test 2024, was it something like that? So it's not that extraordinary. It's not alien technology. So a lot of this rhetorics goes by these lines, that they are inflating at their part how special this is, and then on the other side they are inflating the counter arguments, it's double inflated after that whole discussion. So one should balance really from both sides and try to see the more clear and realistic picture.
So, what does that mean in practice?
Well, it's not that simple. I mean, while Coulombic efficiency may say that, hey, I'm 1.05 the whole time, there could still be other signals that show that something is happening to the capacity. They may or may not be signs of long-term degradation like Coulombic efficiency, but they could still affect performance. So this stuff is really much more complex than just looking at one number like Coulombic efficiency or something like that. And that's why, in the end, our focus is not on chasing one perfect number for a spreadsheet. Our focus is making sure the battery lasts in the real world for the lifetime of the vehicle. That's what matters. And however you look at it, we really believe that our batteries will outperform the competition in real world durability.
Yeah, that's reasonable thinking. But then when you come to the scene and you announce certain numbers, people are of course taking and holding from those statements and looking them one by one if they hold. So that's one way to validate what is happening here. You have to take one small piece of information, then next, and after that you can do some holistic synthesis of the data. But that's the way usually science and all kind of exploring and investigation goes. One small thing under your inspection, and then next, and then synthesis of everything. And here he talks about the synthesis size of the technology.
What about material composition? Everyone keeps asking that as well.
Well, that's a future conversation for sure. I mean, we just love to follow the speculation online, so it may actually take a while before we do that.
If there's a better version 2 battery, shouldn't we all just skip the rest of season 1 and go directly to season 2?
Well, what if the
chemistry? What we have is only patents and published research works, and we can try to find out some chemistry combination from there and then synthesize the information they give us, like starting from the fact that it's all solid state, non-toxic material, non-lithium ion. So you could take this as a starting point, and then you still have so many combinations that it's quite impossible to strip down and filter everything and find the right chemistry. and the proportion of the different material in the nano-paste material. So it's just guesswork, and I think one reason Hollywood departed and quit the joint venture with City Coating, it was related to this, that they perhaps they have good and working cell battery there, but for their purpose, for automotive electric vehicles and bigger EVs, they need, or maybe to some industry level applications, they needed more or different kind of results, and they went to the USA based company that is able to test these chemistries with their AI enhanced laboratory system. So now it looks like Donut Lab have made their own decision to pick up some obvious chemistries that can enhance the results. And they are believing and resting on some professors that have researched these topics. And one, of course, could be the one specialist from Tampere University that was hired for Nordic Nano Group.
And 2 batteries, just April Fools.
Is it?
I guess you need to watch the episodes and find out, or browse Polymarket and see what people are saying, something like that. But yeah, you'll need to continue following to figure it out.
So one thing here is really clear: you can't take this too seriously. I mean, they are doing serious business, of course, but whole this drama and the arc of the campaign and everything, if you are too serious with this information they are giving us bit by bit, you get frustrated, of course, but you need to jump from that attitude to some other level and see what is happening here and enjoy the show. And what does it matter for a person living in some small town that if the specifications are 100% verified by VTT reports? What does it matter for him or her? Maybe it's not that big deal, but then there's a lot of discussion that takes this so serious way that they are probably unsubscribing from the channel and maybe taking apart from the discussions because they didn't deliver things. But then you can be like, as I think they wished people to have a little bit fun with all this technology and not taking it too seriously. in some level, business-wise, they want to do best they can, and they are committed to maybe 1 billion business with all of this.
All right. Shifting gears. I heard rumors that you're selling merchandise now.
We are.
So I'm going to skip this part apart from that. Of course, all the marketing material printing technology used here. It's fun. I was thinking I could definitely not take a 99 euros tinfoil hat, but maybe a mug to my workplace, one of those. And this one is interesting, of course, because it says that this is under NDA. I was thinking there are two possibilities, or three possibilities with this energy density and wave measurement. The results for battery version 1 were not quite there in 400 watt-hours per kilogram. Or there is really NDA. I don't know why and how could it work, but maybe CT Coating, Nordic Nano, and Donut Lab has made. They have made NDAs, it's for sure, but maybe it includes also this detail that you cannot pronounce the weight, or you can pronounce it, but you cannot show it by some independent laboratory weight scaling process for some reason. I don't know if it's any reasonable. Then third option is, of course, that they want to hold up that information to keep the conversation going on. And the statement that you should never ask battery its weight, it was already, I saw it already in YouTube comments. Maybe if they have been looking, many of those comments that Marko is stating here, I have saw them in YouTube commentary. So maybe they are looking, of course they are looking the comments on the videos, but also the other videos related to Donut Lab, and picking up some good lines from there. But on the other hand, they may have come by their own to these conclusions. But they are interacting with the community. I think this is exceptional. This is really exceptional. You do even this kind of high quality video to talk with the community.
A battery company selling hoodies.
Well, to be
Hoodies. They show here. Tin foil, of course we know. $5,000 bet is going on there.
yeah, I mean, this one famous YouTuber, I will not.
Yes.
Wait. Then we have the energy density mug.
Okay, cool.
People who are not sure yet, which, based on our comment section, is like most of the internet. So we thought that what would be the best seller?
Knowing a bit of his background, spiritual background, it looks like he's deriving something to this campaign, this whole saga from there, from some ideas, because we talk about believers, non-believers, and hesitants. So like it's kind of a division between atheists, agnostics, and then some believers. So they are using this kind of a psychological background and scheme, and it's really powerful because it relates to the deep psychology of people coming from thousands and thousands and thousands years. So to me, it looks like a little bit this kind of a marketing tactic.
And yeah, we came up with the I want to believe. But there's a lot more. I mean, we really have something for everybody. Even for the most devout donut deniers, we have something for you. Our creative director has been really busy with this stuff.
Where do people find this, and when are they available?
Well, I guess you already know the website, idonutbelieve.com. You'll find it there. Pre-order now. We are shipping soon, like end of Q1 2026. I mean, end of Q2. Yeah, something like that. But pre-order, you can already do pre-orders, and yeah, please do pre-orders. Yeah.
All right. Last question.
Estimate.
It is April 1st. How much of what you just said is actually true?
Well, if I said all of it,
coming back to
Many
the
people, I guess, wouldn't believe me.
topic.
That's just how it works nowadays. But on the other hand, if I say just April Fools, then at least the skeptics will think it must be true, right? So I don't know. What do you think?
I think you're avoiding the question.
Yeah. You know what? I actually regret this whole thing today. I shouldn't have shared all of that
Marco, you should be angry
stuff.
now and
I'll get into trouble.
throw your
I mean,
hat
we
to the
shouldn't have
table
done
and
this.
leave the house.
We shouldn't have done this interview. Can someone ask the creative director if we could just release the energy density video? I mean, we recorded that already. Like, can we just put that one out and forget the thing we've just filmed?
That is not allowed. That is not possible. Engagement metrics require continued
Macintosh
ambiguity.
1984.
Come on, like, that doesn't make any sense. I don't think anybody's going to
Or
believe
maybe Stephen Hawking.
anything that I said.
Well, the Asinoid just said no, so I'd suggest let's just go with this now. We don't have much time, and this really needs to go live today.
I guess, yeah. Okay. If Asinoid says so. Well, I guess
Asinov.
that's then the interview.
Is it
Remember to subscribe, as I said,
Hit.
up or down or wherever it is. Subscribe, and because there are more episodes coming. And when this season ends, I guarantee today is going to make a lot more sense.
Okay. So we are going to see more coming after 13 days, 2 weeks. And it would be about VTT reports, possibly, and about version 1 cell.
Or it won't.
It's good to have this break.
Was that a good take?
Yeah, I think that was great. Thank you. Thank you very much, Marco.
All right. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, everyone.
So this has been what we've been looking at. I can't get it closer. No. But 1000 VHKG, one of the early patents from 2016 mentioned 600 VHKG. So, yes, generation 3, of course. Science is forwarding, technology is forwarding, why not? And 100,000 C, a charge rate, charge speed. Okay, that sounds like how quick is? It's like in few seconds. Okay, and 1 million cycles. The Tranquillium marketing brochures, they showed 500,000 cycles. And I think in some brochure that was not perhaps related to CT coating, but similar technologies, they have announced this number, 1 million cycles. So again, not impossible. I think they are not impossible, but how long it will take to do this. And then season 3 only, and there's some text there. Do not mention. Okay, that was a last plot twist. So it was really fun. I think this was a world-class act. It's a very unique way of doing marketing, still keeping this roller coaster going on. And and what is good, of course, here is that we are allowed to speculate. They are reading and listening all the speculations. And I think when you are doing it respectfully and using your own thinking and research material, they don't mind if it goes wrong. They just don't help us to very soon to reorient it to the right direction. But we are allowed to speculate. And what else was there? A couple of news. Craig Williams signed out from Donut Lab. He had a contract that ended, and he's looking for new jobs. Was working on development and commercialization of the electronic propulsion technologies. And then they have these new positions now. And one very interesting news comes from Sega Sangyo, a German department. They had just recently, 3 weeks ago, have met with City Coating, and they said we would like to support a local distributor everything they need for the meeting of their beginning of February. I visited who are currently setting up a new battery laboratory. So this could mean something that they are competing directly with Donut Lab. They found that this technology is working by Holyvolt and Donut Lab ventures, and now they are already themselves are investing on this laboratory and doing those. Or it could also mean that maybe Donut Lab is buying those batteries straight from there. I was expecting that they make batteries here in Finland and do different kind of nano-paste formulations. So there are a couple of options how this all could go. But yes, the link with the City Coating is I don't know. It's so apparent that this is the way they are getting those batteries. But what kind of NDAs they have, what are the specific parameters there, and where are all the paste coming, how the paste is produced, and where is it done and mixed, and where the paste is printed, and where the printers are bought. We have some ideas how it could come, and I think the video episode I've been doing, they should be taking this kind of speculation that we set one kind of reasonable route and blueprint how it all could work in practice, so that every detail we have evidences that they could be true. They are not like coming out of blue. We are not inventing them out of blue, but we have some evidences that it could work this way. But of course, the blueprint is just one way to reconstruct it everything, and there can be so much different details that we have not found that goes different ways and so forth. But I hope those episodes they help to think through all of this messy information. And later, when we get more information, money-wise, for instance, then we can correct part over here and there. But that's it. That's all, folks. Again, and thank you. I almost forgot to thank Northern Nerd that have also done a review reaction video to this and mentioned our site. And if you want to, Jamie, as I think your first name is, if you want to talk about Finnish mentality, irony, and so forth, let's take a video call and talk about these things. So thank you everyone for commenting on our channel and listening, and let's see what happens. Let's go forward.